Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about there is no unknown. So when we're looking at the idea about what is conscious, what is subconscious, what is unconscious, basically all we're looking at are different borders, different forms of areas that we have been able to establish or have yet to establish in that particular way. That, as talked about in a previous video, there is what's known as the surreal. Now the surreal basically exists, but we haven't been able to recognize or get some type of realization of its particular understanding yet. But the whole idea is that the universe itself is a grid, is a map. When we come into this universe as soul, we are basically downloading software. We are basically the soul itself as the infinite hardware. And we are all being able to take this very sophisticated snapshot as it relates to the universe itself. And we therefore download all of this information into us as soul. And so it's very much similar to that of a role-playing game. The role-playing game, again, is like our hardware of the computer and being able to download this software where everybody has the opportunity to play this very special game, and that we are certain characters existing within this universal game itself. And so the whole idea here is that all of that map data, everything representing the game itself, already exists. Our character just simply hasn't explored everything pertaining to the program data itself. And that's the exact same thing about us, relating to our conscious selves, relating to our subconscious selves, and relating to the superconsciousness. So the superconsciousness, again, is that aspect of programming, all of that coding that is existing behind the scenes. The subconscious would again be different forms of explorations, different areas, different maps that we haven't played with yet, that we're still attempting to understand. And of course the conscious self is familiar of the terrain, of the territory, of the map that it is still starting to explore. So there really is no unknown. You really do not know nothing in that way. Everything truly is available to you. So we're basically saying that when we have a fear of the unknown, we're not actually really fearing the unknown. We're not feeling that energy of, oh my God, I don't know what's happening, I don't know what to expect, this is freaking me out, right? It's more so in the idea that we're not looking at the unrecognized. We're not getting the understanding that we haven't gone to certain areas, certain maps within our reality. So everything truly can be known. Everything truly can be realized. The whole idea is that we are the self gatekeepers. We are the ones that are holding the keys. We are the ones that are opening up the gates and being able to step through. So what keeps us in the dark is our own particular addiction to the state of belief. It is the belief itself that is actually causing us to remain restricted, confined within a certain perception of reality. So we all have the capability to expand ourselves, to move into different degrees. How do we do this? Well, again, it's all about being able to dissolve the belief systems altogether. When we're able to dissolve the belief systems, now all of these particular layers come down, and now you're being able to explore a grander state of perception. The grander state of perception moves you into getting a very vast conscious awareness of yourself, what you know you're capable of, the type of people that you meet, the type of paths that you want to follow, as it may relate to career, as it may relate to finances, as it may relate to personal exploration, as it may represent travel. All of these particular aspects are within ourselves are held back based upon the belief systems. This is why when we're looking at the aspect of becoming a completed human being, it's to be a human being that has absolutely no belief systems whatsoever. Now, yes, I know, this sounds very easier said than done. But the whole idea here is that this is the whole key. This is how you actually become a completed human being, is when you have absolutely no belief systems. Nothing is holding you back from being able to explore yourself, being able to move yourself into an enlightening path. So when we're looking in the aspect of enlightenment, it is truly to be. Enlightenment would represent a completion state. In being that particular type of human being that has no particular belief systems whatsoever. So enlightenment is all about beingness. It's not about having, it's not about doing, it's not about wanting, it's not about needing. It's the idea that you've finally let all of that go. You've left the universe as it is. You have become the ultimate watcher. You have become the ultimate witness. And as a witness, you are now completely accessible to all perspectives. So your conscious self becomes the subconscious self. It can become the superconsciousness as well. You are simply observing things. You're not feeling that you need to manipulate anything. This goes again to the next discussion relating to the idea of God or Creator. From my own perspective and what I've been able to discover, God is not the ultimate state. God, again, is a creator. It's like looking at a child in a sandbox. We have this enormous, vast sandbox in front of us, and we are deciding to create a lot of incredible designs, a lot of forms within this sandbox. It looks beautiful, and that we as a creator are indeed very, very powerful. But what is it that is working together with the sand? Not so much in the idea of a creator, but everything that surrounds this little creator inside their sandbox. Where did the sandbox come from? What is the sand itself? How did the creator get involved in this? Well, this all has to do with creation nature. Creation nature would be as close to an ultimate state as there is. It is the idea that you are functioning in isness, that you are not in that sense having to create. When you're in a beingness state, you don't create. You simply observe. You witness. You become still. That would be more closer to an ultimate state than the idea of a God or in the idea of a creator in that way. Again, not to get mixed up, a creator is extremely powerful. A creator is being able to utilize the conduits of their imagination and being able to create. In fact, human beings have the most powerful imagination of any other particular being in all the universe. That's how powerful we are. There is no other particular form of extraterrestrial race or extra-dimensional race or any other particular type of beings that exist that have an imagination the scope of a human being's. This is basically what we have been given as a creator consciousness. And many of us now are starting to move very slowly into that beingness consciousness, where we know we do not need anything, we do not want anything, we do not need to do anything. We're simply aligning into a state of beingness. And this represents a creation nature state, simply being that of nature. That nature, again, is all about witnessing, is having everything here for a creator to pop in and being able to manipulate, being able to work with and create and design. But the whole idea is that nature itself truly is the aspect of isness that provides the creator with everything that they need as tools to construct, to build, or even to deconstruct. So that's more so the whole idea, is that the unknown never exists. Everything is available to us right now, as many of us know. Everything truly is capable of propagating itself to become known if we ourselves are willing to look at it that way. So the whole idea is that we restrain ourselves. We create these belief systems of feeling that we're this type of person, we can only go this far, we only have this much value assigned to us, we can't get along with these types of people, we're slaves, we're victims to the idea of a system, and we can't do anything about it. And that is valid. So as soon as you think that, you've made it valid. It's not for some other person to come along and say, oh no, you're wrong. That's not your perspective, that's not your perception, it's not valid. Of course it is. You're the creator of your own universe. This is your replica of a program that you have downloaded as a soul. And as a soul, you are exploring this. Nobody has the capability to invalidate you. You have all of the building blocks, you have all of the understandings, you have all the knowledge, you have all the wisdom you ever need to understand the grand scope of this universe if you are willing to. So the unknown is never beyond you. To see something as an unknown is to understand non-existence. And there is no such thing as non-existence, just as there really is no such thing as a yesterday or tomorrow. We only perceive it that way of feeling that something is unknown because we haven't given ourselves permission to gain recognition, to gain an understanding, a realization to what it represents. And this is why we feel it becomes a state of unknowing. But the whole idea is that as you are the universe itself, you have all of this incredible, powerful information within you. You simply just have to give yourself permission to access it. Brad, how do I access all of this universal information? Imagination. Imagination is the key to how you are being able to access the entire universe. The whole idea is because we have given little value to the aspect of our imagination, it has become fractured, it has become fragmented. It has been believed to just be a fantasy device, or that we're stepping out of reality, and that reality on the physical level and imagination itself are two different planes, are two different things. And so we invalidate invalidation, the idea of how reality functions and how the imagination functions. They operate on two entirely different frequencies, and they don't collate with each other in regards to how we have fragmented the imagination itself. But again, we have the capability to transform this. We have the capability to work together with the imagination by valuing it, by understanding that the imagination can work together with us. Because imagination truly is the idea of intuition. It is our intuition that is playing with all of these different realms, both concurrent and non-concurrent to our own timelines. So if we are capable of giving ourselves time, of being able to go into the imagination and valuing it, and seeing exactly what the imagination has to share with us, not by consciously trying to control it, because that is what creates up conjuring, and we're basically just conjuring up ideas in that particular way, through the idea of how our imagination is believed to work. It's more so in the idea that you're sitting back, you're going into a nice peaceful state, start taking some deep breaths in, some deep breaths out, relax yourself, and just work within the imagination, saying, imagination, I love you, I value you, I want you to show me the universe. I want you to show me my potentials as a creator. I want you to show me how I can connect with infinite creation and understand the isness. I surrender myself to you. I align myself to your energies. I welcome in the imagination to serve as a conduit, to serve as a bridge, to show me the entirety of all of creation. And so it is. Utilizing a particular type of mantra, something in that particular type of configuration, is powerful. And the more that you give yourself time to value your imagination, nothing need be truly unknown anymore. Because you are giving yourself permission to dissolve the barriers, to dissolve the belief system of feeling that no, imagination is just a playing device. It's just a fantasy device. It has nothing in regards to the merit of physical reality. So as long as you continue to see it that way, there is that fracture. Everything is always connected, but you create a fracture to it because of the state of the value that you give your imagination. So play with this. Give yourself time to work with the imagination. It's not saying that you need to be all the time working with the imagination, because you do have a physical life, but give yourself time to really develop a relationship with the imagination. Once you start to do that, it can be a part of your life, because now you're starting to see exactly how the imagination is working together with you, and you're seeing how valuable it is. That it's working with your intuition, that it's working with your inner psychic senses, that it's working with your abundance, that it's working with your empowerment, that it's working with your direction of the type of person that you want to become in this reality, because it is your choice. It's not so much an idea that you must submit to the idea of a destiny practicality, where you feel that this is my destiny, this is what I'm here to do, and there's nothing else. Again, that's validated because you've just validated it. However, there is more to it. You do not have to feel that you must validate an aspect of a destiny. Am I here to do this? Am I here to do that? You are a free will human being. The universe is your playground. The imagination is your bridge to everything that represents creation. Why not use it in that context? So think of it in that form of consideration as you play with your imagination and realize there is no such thing as the unknown. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Brad Johnson. Feel free to check out realitywhisperer.com, private sessions, digital courses, free media, and a lot more. Thank you again, and I will speak to you again in the next video. I will speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Let me try that again. Thank you again, and I will speak to you in another perspective of the now. Take care, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.